right.
Howdy folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, the Mighty Bjorn, and today, what I'm going to cover for you in this BattleTech video, the BattleTech DLCs. Not just going to cover heavy metal, actually going to sit here and cover all three of them. Now that I have access to all three of them, I'm going to weigh in my opinions about all three of them. And I'm going to go over them one by one, what they have to offer, what they give you to the base game that there already is for BattleTech. I also already do have a BattleTech review up, and I will link that in the video description below. So you can go back, watch that, and get my opinion about the base game of BattleTech.
Affirmative, Commander.
But alright, let's begin, shall we? The first DLC for the BattleTech series was Flashpoint. Now what it did was add Flashpoints, which was a mini campaign, more or less. To go in depth, it's a series of missions that has a story mode along with it. Pretty much a mini campaign. Usually they're just around 3 missions. And it could be anything from a jousting tournament to a series of missions. There's one where you have to explore a ship, which is actually the newest one. It's the Bounty Hunter series, so on and so forth. Then it also add the Tropic Biome, and if you look, when you look at the thing and it shows you the biome in the mission description, it will come up as jungle. So not sure why they have it information posted as tropical when it actually shows up in game as jungle. Whatever, we won't judge. Personally, I like the jungle maps. I think they look kind of cool. But they're not really much different from like looking at a normal forest map. It's just that they're more lush, more green, probably a little bit thicker with cover, I would say. But they're definitely a cool map, but I wouldn't say it's a selling point for this DLC either. You also have a new mission mode called Target Acquisition. I personally haven't done it. I actually had to look this up, but what you have to do is you have to capture 3 points. And then of course, stop your enemy from killing you, and kill your enemy. Sounds simple enough, but there's actually a lot of people complaining that they didn't really like this mode. And personally, I can't weigh in on it. But from what I've seen in the YouTube, I'm not exactly going to be thrilled about the mode either. Especially because it kind of limits you to what kind of mechs you can take. If I'm playing a game, I want to play the game how I want to play the game, not how the game wants me to play. That's just my personal opinion. Anyway, also, the Flashpoint DLC also adds 3 new mechs. One being the Hatchet Man, the second being the Crab, and the third being the Cyclops. So far, I have all 3 DLCs, and I have not ran into a Hatchet Man. I'm about 50 hours into my my career mode, and I have not seen hide nor hair nor anything of the Hatchet Man. Could be a specific location type thing, whatever. I've ran into the 50-ton crab. Looks kind of cool, looks kind of versatile. I'd like to give it a shot. And when it comes to the Cyclops, the model looks very cool, but only have seen the parts. Actually haven't tried that mech out myself yet, unfortunately. So all said and done, there you go. That's what Flashpoint has to offer. At the end of the video, towards the end of the video, I'll give you my full opinion on if I think they're worth it or not. Next DLC in this series was Urban Warfare, which added the urban map. Now these maps are really they're nice long corridors, kind of a maze type deal realistically. Of course you can try to weave through buildings and things like that. You can jump on top of the buildings. If your enemy jumps on top of the buildings, you can shoot the buildings, destroy the buildings, and they'll fall off the buildings, taking damage. So on and so forth. It also adds the Ecm Suit and the Beagle probe. Or actually, I could be mistaken. It might be the Narc probe. But essentially what it is it's a tiny dart that you, or missile, magnetic missile that you fire at a mech, sticks to the mech, and then it guides missiles. It's great for missile guidance. It's definitely one of the better pieces of equipment to have if you're going to run around with something like a catapult and use it as an SPG. It also adds additional Flashpoint missions, which those Flashpoint missions always seem to take place in the urban map areas. Which also, once again, it's more Flashpoint stuff. It also adds the Gallant Assault Tank, the Pack Rat support vehicle, and the Rotundra reconnaissance vehicle, as well as attack and defend mission. And new mechs, it adds the Raven 1X, which I don't even know if it exists because I haven't seen one of those yet myself, not even a part. And then the Javelin, which those things are a dime a dozen, but it's not actually a bad mech for being a 30-ton mech. I actually like the Javelin better than the Spider, personally, as a scout, or at least in the light range of scouts. Finally, we're going to cover Heavy Metal, which is the newest DLC, just came out this past Thursday as this video is coming up. So the DLC hasn't been out for a week yet. I have over 40-50 hours in the DLC already. And so what does it add? It adds 8 new weapon systems, like the Mech Mortar and the Coil Beam. I believe it also adds the Snub PPC, which generally speaking has gotten a lot of positive feedback for its effectiveness. It also adds a new series of Flashpoint DLCs, which actually that is the Bounty Hunter series I was talking about. And finally, it adds 8 new mechs in total. The Flea, the Assassin, the Vulcan, the Phoenix Hawk, the Annihilator, the Archer, the Rifleman, plus Harebrained Schemes Original, the Bull Shark. Personally speaking, I'm very intrigued of all these mechs. It's nice to see a lot of these mechs. A lot of these mechs are actually original mechs that were the On-Scene, such as the Archer and the Rifleman, the Phoenix Hawk. They're all part of the On-Scene series. Also, with that in mind, they've also dropped a patch with this that adds the Warhammer and the Marauder to this game, which actually you see footage of me playing the Marauder here. It's actually a pretty decent mech, although it wasn't tabletop, so I wouldn't expect any less here in the video game. But anyway, so let's cover. How do I feel about the DLCs? Well, we'll cover first with Flashpoint. Do I think it's worth it? Personally, if you're going to get Flashpoint, get it on sale or get it with the season pass. We're going to boil this down to, if you're going to pay for one DLC, this DLC I would not recommend. There's some cool features to the DLC, but realistically to me, you're not getting the bang for your buck. It's like a $20 DLC just to get the DLC by itself. That's regular price. On sale you can get closer to $15, and then I'd say yeah, pick it up, especially if you really like the game and you want to get more content in the game. Now that's an opinion for what it's worth. Most people by now, they probably either have Flashpoint or they don't. Next one is Urban Warfare, and this is another one of those scenarios where it adds a lot of cool stuff. Now this one I like a bit more than actually the content they give from Flashpoint, but once again, it's still kind of one of those things that there's really no meat and potatoes here that makes me want to jump out and buy this. On sale, I would recommend it. Once again, adds more content to the game, but to pay the full $20 price, I really wouldn't waste my time. Or once again, you can get it part of the season pass, which then I would say, yeah, okay, whatever, you're getting it part of the season pass. Finally, Heavy Metal. Now this is where the meat and potatoes is to me. This is BattleTech, and when it comes to BattleTech, Mech Warrior, whatever else, what is it? It's all about the mechs. This DLC adds 8 new mechs. That's the name of the game right there. The 8 new mechs. It adds a new Flashpoint and it adds new weapon systems. If there's any, if you're looking at the DLCs for BattleTech, and you're only going to pay for one of them, this is the one, Heavy Metal. A lot of cool mechs got added to it, a lot of new weapon systems, stuff like that. It really changes up the game. Some of the weapon systems just completely, almost change the mechanics in some ways. So what I would say said and done, as I said, if you're going to pay for any DLC, this is the DLC you should buy. That's Heavy Metal. It is, I feel that one actually is worth the $20, believe it or not. Even though it doesn't add a lot of the new stuff that the other ones do. It doesn't add a whole new biome or anything like that, or even a new mission for that matter. It just adds a new Flashpoint and a bunch of new mechs, and that's where That's where the content really is, the new mechs. Everybody wants to get their dream mechs that they really like. Personally, though, as a group of 3, I would actually recommend all 3 of them. Like, get it as a season pass. It's $50 as a season pass, so you save $10 versus buying, you know, one at a time for 20. Or you can wait till everything's on sale, and then you can pick up the season pass for like $34. But that's like the only way, personally, I would really recommend doing it, is just get the season pass, get it done and over with, get all 3 DLCs for one solid price, a discounted price. But so yeah, there you go, folks. That's actually the end of the video for, you know, what it covered. They're really, I didn't bother wasting my time covering the game mechanics or anything like that because there was no point. I'm just giving you my opinion of the DLCs. And, well, the first 2, which is Flashpoint Urban Warfare, just kind of eh. And then Heavy Metals, yeah, thumbs up, man. Grab that. But anyway, folks, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully you all enjoy your Thanksgiving, as this video is actually only going up a few days before Thanksgiving. Thank you again, and have yourself a happy and safe holiday.